Hi everyone, it's Linda from LyndaCreates, and I'm here with another Thrifty Thursday thrift haul. But evidently, I'm turning into the rescuer of all old needlework kind of thing. I found this, I believe it is a shawl. It is so old. It's gorgeous, but it's so old that the silk that it is stitched on is falling apart whenever I touch it. So I put gloves on so I don't get any more oils on it, but it is just, I don't think there's any saving it because it's falling apart. It's shredding as it goes. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's hand stitched. I had it upside down originally, and then I realized that the back side is so beautiful it's hard to tell the front from the back. The only way is that the French knots in the middle of these flowers, you can tell which is the front side of those. I bought this at an estate sale. They wanted to charge, the lady was saying, it's hundreds of dollars because it's so old. And I explained that there's no fixing it. And so she gave it to me really cheap. And I'm so glad she did. Look at these flowers. Aren't they just gorgeous? So I'm going to find a way to, I think, use pieces of it. I don't think I can rescue and put it back together. It turns out that the stitching part, the silk part, is 48 inches square. So it's a pretty good size. But it has this fringe, which is, I think, a hand knotted fringe. You could see right here it's attached to the silk, and that's where it's ripping because the weight of this fringe is just shredding the silk. It has come apart in many areas. You could see that. It's just gorgeous. It's like a macrame type lace, but here's where it gets really heavy. All of this fringe, if you've ever been around horses, you know that their tails and sometimes their manes are beautifully long and silky. That's what this feels like. It's so cool. I don't know, I'll have to check. This might even be silk. But this fringe is, not counting the hand knotted part, just the fringe is 20 inches long. If you add that lace, so it's about 27 inches of lace, counting the fringe on the side. But as I was trying to find what shape it was, because even just touching it tends to cause it to rip, finding out that it has these corners, that was the only way I could determine that it was a square, or at least a rectangular shape. The amount of skill that went into making this. I have an idea of combining some of these flowers with a denim jacket, maybe. I also wanted to show, here's what happens if the stitching comes away from the fabric. It just tumbles apart. There's someplace else I saw, oh here. Here's a flower that is unraveling. And this is what I want to avoid. I don't want to lose the hand stitching there. So I'm going to have to first figure out how to stabilize it enough that I can touch it or move it without it falling apart. Oh, here's another piece where the stitching is coming apart. I just couldn't see it going to waste. So that was part of my Thrifty Thursday hunt. I have more. Let me gently move this aside and I'll be right back. So like I was saying about being the rescuer of lost vintage fabrics, this was a serape that I found at an estate sale. It's wool. It is very tightly woven. The colors are beautiful. Let's measure it together. So this is the fringe. Let's fold it in half so I can actually get it on camera. I'm having a day with fringe, evidently. Okay, so this is, half of it is 24, so it's 48 inches wide, which is 4 feet wide, 84 inches long. So it is a huge blanket. So here's the center pattern. They seem to always have a diamond in the center. I don't know if that's the way they know who made it, because they're all different, but the weaving part, these colors are gorgeous. It's a dark green with the other colors in there. I like the fact that the artisan who made this chose the dark green as sort of the neutral, sort of like earth, water, sunset, sky. I think, oh yeah, and there's brown, some more earth in there. So I think it's just gorgeous. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I might sell it, and it's in perfect condition. There's no holes or tears or anything. I like that I rescued it, but I think it would do better in a home that really loves Southwestern design. But wait, there's more. I'll be right back. Since this is springtime, the crafting guilds in Southern California have these awesome rummage sales. One weekend was the sewing guild rummage sale, and the following weekend was a quilting guild rummage sale. So I'm going to split it into another video because there was just too much to show, and it looks like a lot. All of this fabric and more was only $12. Yes, they did it by the pound. So it only came out to $12, and there were only 2 types of fabric, and they're all scraps. These are all scraps, so there's not enough to make anything big, but it was just, for me, this was perfect because I don't make anything really big normally. But over here is feedsack fabrics. And it was funny because I had to explain to people what feedsack fabrics were, which was really, I thought, hilarious because I'm not a quilter, but I know what it is. So over here is feedsack, and over here the other fabric I really like is batik, because for what I do, using bits and pieces of color, I can go through and, like in this piece, I could select a yellow part or a greenish part or purple part, and I don't have to go out and search for a whole bunch of fabric. It's all in one. I don't know why my voice is rumbling. So, like I said, I broke it into sections. These were my favorite feedsack fabrics. These are the color, oh, look at that. There was a really nice lady there also digging through the feedsack, and she had an interesting comment while several of us were looking at the feedsack. She goes, no, feedsack fabric never looked like this. And I said, oh, did you grow up with feedsack? She said, yes, my mom used to actually go to the feed store and pick out the fabric that she wanted. And I said, oh, did she know what you want? She goes, oh, no, I went along. And the owner of the store, of the feed store, never liked it when she came along because she'd always pick a fabric in a bag that was at the bottom of the pile. It was so much fun to hear someone who had actually knew about feedsack. So she said these weren't really what she remembers as feedsack looks, but she pointed out one that she showed me. Then she said it was, now that's a feedsack fabric that I remember, the style. And interestingly, it wasn't very pretty. So I determined that they were fairly stylized feedsack fabric. These fabrics I love. Oh, wait, I have to show you the autumny. Okay, so then there was these citrus green, and then it goes into these autumny cherries. Love that. Just strange. And then, oh, there's a few more autumn colors. And then the batik fabrics. Oh my gosh, I kind of went a little crazy on the batik. And this other lady and I are standing in line to pay. The funny thing was, the cost was $4 a pound. And so we were trying to estimate what the weight of our bag was, because it's in a large, you put your fabric in a large trash bag and then they weigh it at the counter. And I was so scared that mine was like 10 pounds of fabric. And oh, look how pretty that is. It came out to 3 pounds. So I thought that was really good. And then like this I got, I don't know, I thought for a Halloween project. And yes, I broke down, bought a couple florals. They remind me of Cafe Facet type fabrics. I have to check to see if these are his. And then, okay, I fell in love with this one. Show me a peony or poppy. Look at that flower. Again, I am the rescuer of random fabrics, and that's fine. Next month, on the first Thursday of the month, I'll do another Thrifty Thursday, and I'll show you the rest of what I picked up. And this is definitely thrifted. I'm not spending a lot of money on this stuff. It's just, who can resist scrap fabric? Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that, and come back on the first Thursday of the month when I do my Thrifty Thursday videos. Please hit that thumbs up to like my video. It really helps. Subscribe. So ring the bell so you'll be notified when my next video comes out, part 2 of this Thrifty haul. And please share this video with your friends. So until the first Thursday of each month, thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!